Hello Lakers fan, if you are one of those who are always up to date with the news about our Lakers, then you need to stay tuned to what is coming up on our Lakers news channel. I am preparing exclusive coverage on the possible signings of Lakers, and what I can tell you is that rumors are catching fire on social media, and if you don't want to miss any information, stay tuned. We have exclusive news every day. If you are a true Lakers and don't want to be left out of the news, be sure to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Let's go to the video.
Luka Doncic grateful for Lakers' personal support during Eurobasket. It means a lot. Talk is easy in professional sports. Action is what truly matters. While many organizations claim to support their players like family, the Los Angeles Lakers continue to show they mean it. Recently, Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss and General Manager Rob Pelinka took the commitment a step further by flying all the way to Poland to support Luka Doncic, who is representing his home country Slovenia in the FIBA Eurobasket 2025. It's a gesture that didn't go unnoticed. It means a lot, Doncic told The Athletic's Dan Woik. It's a long flight, 11 or 12 hours. For them to come all the way out here just to support me, it really means a lot. More than basketball, the Lakers' unique culture of care. In an era where front offices are often viewed through the lens of trades, contracts, and analytics, the Lakers continue to lead with something far more powerful: human connection. The franchise has long been known for treating its stars like extended family, not just assets. While other teams might stop at a phone call or press release, Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka boarded a transatlantic flight to simply be there. No agenda. Just presence. That's the kind of culture that makes the Lakers different, and one of the reasons why Los Angeles continues to be a magnet for the NBA's biggest stars. Building trust with Luka, one moment at a time. Doncic's trade to the Lakers earlier this year was a blockbuster, and understandably emotional. He'd spent his entire NBA career in Dallas, and wasn't shy about expressing the initial shock of leaving the franchise that drafted him. But ever since he landed in LA, the Lakers have been intentional about showing Luka that he's not just another piece of the puzzle, he's the face of their future. This trip to Poland was just the latest example. It wasn't about headlines or PR optics. It was about genuine support. Watching Luka play. Cheering from the stands. Letting him know face to face that he has the full backing of the organization, no matter where in the world he is. Pelinka on supporting Luka's national pride. It was worth crossing the ocean. Rob Pelinka also spoke about the trip and the Lakers' decision to fully support Doncic playing for Slovenia, despite the risks that naturally come with summer tournaments. We just wanted to make it clear to Luka that we support what he's doing for his country, Pelinka said. That's something we believe in. When the face of your franchise is playing with passion, connecting with teammates, working hard all summer, it's worth crossing the ocean to be there with him. Pelinka acknowledged that there were injury concerns, and Doncic did have a minor scare, but thankfully avoided anything serious. Still, the Lakers never considered asking him to sit out. This is part of who he is. And we respect that. Being there in person to show that meant everything. A stronger bond. A clearer vision. This summer, Luka Doncic isn't just getting better on the court, he's building real bonds off of it. Moments like these, quiet, personal, and unforced, are what set great franchises apart. They aren't calculated moves. They're the byproduct of a team that understands. If you want players to give you everything they've got, you have to give them the same in return. And for Luka Doncic, it's clear, he's starting to feel what it truly means to be part of the Lakers family. A powerful message to Luka and the league. Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka's presence courtside in Poland wasn't just about Luka Doncic. It was a powerful symbolic message to the rest of the NBA. The Lakers don't just acquire superstars, they invest in them. In a league where loyalty can often feel like a buzzword, and where player movement dominates headlines, this quiet act of showing up carried weight. Other stars around the league took notice, including several current and former players who praised the Lakers' leadership for backing Doncic not just as a player, but as a person. Social media buzzed with reactions from fans and insiders alike. NBA reporter Shams Charania posted a photo of Jeannie and Rob in Poland with the caption, "True commitment. The Lakers are all in on Luka." The post went viral within minutes. Doncic feeling the shift, from trade shock to emotional buy-in. When Luka was first traded to Los Angeles, his emotions were mixed. He had built a legacy in Dallas, Rookie of the Year, multiple All-Star nods, deep playoff runs. The idea of starting over was overwhelming. But in the months since, and especially after this personal visit, Doncic has reportedly grown more comfortable, and even inspired, by what he's experiencing in LA. According to team sources, Luka has been more engaged than ever during off-season workouts, arriving early, staying late, and actively mentoring younger players during summer league practices. He's also begun spending more time around the Lakers facility, forming close bonds with staff and teammates. He's locked in, one team source said. You can see it in his energy. He feels valued. He feels heard. That changes everything. Shaping the future together. This trip to Poland wasn't just symbolic, it was strategic. Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka are laying the foundation for something much bigger. A long-term partnership with Luka Doncic at the center of the Lakers' next era. There are already whispers around the league that the Lakers plan to begin early extension talks with Doncic once eligible, and that he's open to it. Nothing is official yet, but it's clear, both sides are aligned in their vision. And what's more, this unified approach is setting a cultural tone inside the organization. Coaches, training staff, even role players are feeding off the message, we take care of our own. A ripple effect that goes beyond LA. The repercussions of this level of leadership don't stop at the Lakers locker room. Other franchises are watching, and so are other players. In a league driven by superstar movement and high-stakes free agency, moments like this become powerful recruiting tools. Actions like these matter when a future free agent weighs where to take their career next. When a franchise makes an 11-hour flight just to support a player in an off-season tournament, with no spotlight, no playoff pressure, it tells players something that contracts alone can't. You're more than a transaction here. You're part of something deeper. Conclusion, a new chapter for Luka, a new standard for the Lakers. Luka Doncic is no longer just the new face of the Lakers. He's becoming a true believer in what the franchise stands for. And while it may have started with a trade, and continued with a long flight to a Eurobasket arena in Poland, it's quickly becoming something much more meaningful: trust, loyalty, and a shared vision for greatness. The Lakers didn't just show up to support their star. They showed the world what it means to lead with heart. Luka Doncic's thoughts on LeBron James trade rumors revealed. By Jason Frey, 10 minutes ago. For now, LeBron James remains a Los Angeles Laker, but the uncertainty around his future continues to swirl. Throughout the offseason, whispers of a potential split between LeBron and the franchise have only grown louder. While James himself hasn't made any public declarations, there's been plenty of speculation suggesting he may be feeling unsettled, perhaps even enough to consider requesting a trade. But how real are these rumors? And more importantly, how does Luka Doncic, the Lakers' new centerpiece, feel about the possibility of sharing the court with one of the greatest players of all time, or seeing him go? Veteran NBA analyst Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points recently took a closer look at the situation, offering insight into the dynamics between LeBron, the Lakers, and the rising face of the franchise, Luka Doncic. Respect over rumors. Luka's quiet stance. According to league sources cited by Irwin, Doncic hasn't pushed for LeBron's exit. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Sources around the league have indicated that Doncic didn't want James to be traded, Irwin reported. But he also understood that LeBron had to do what's best for him in the final chapters of his career. That perspective speaks volumes. Doncic has always been known for his high basketball IQ, but this shows his emotional intelligence as well. He understands the bigger picture. Speaking out against LeBron, especially publicly, could fracture the locker room and damage the team's chemistry ahead of what could be a defining season. Instead, Doncic has chosen the path of mutual respect and patience, recognizing both the weight LeBron carries and the delicate balance the organization is trying to maintain. Not a perfect fit, but a powerful one. Last season offered a glimpse of what a LeBron-Doncic pairing could look like. While not a seamless fit on paper, two high-usage ball-dominant stars, the two managed to find rhythm together on the court. It helps when both players have elite basketball minds. Their chemistry wasn't about flash. It was about feel, understanding angles, timing, spacing. It was smart basketball, and it worked in stretches that showed just how dangerous this duo could be when fully synced. And now, with an off-season to build deeper chemistry and a full training camp ahead, the potential remains intriguing. Doncic embracing leadership, with or without LeBron. What's becoming increasingly clear is that this is Luka's team now. The Lakers have made that known through their long-term financial commitment and by building a roster around his unique skill set and leadership style. Still, Doncic hasn't let that status get in the way of showing deference to a living legend. By supporting LeBron, whether he stays or goes, Luka is sending a clear message. Leadership isn't about ego. It's about understanding, respect, and unity. And that attitude is already being felt throughout the organization. A franchise at a crossroads, but with calm at the helm. As the Lakers navigate one of the most pivotal off-seasons in recent memory, Luka Doncic's approach offers something invaluable: stability. He isn't fueling drama. He isn't leaking frustrations. He's simply focused on the task ahead, winning, leading, and building something sustainable in LA. Whether LeBron James finishes his career in purple and gold or takes his final bow elsewhere, he'll do so with Doncic's quiet respect and support. And for a 25-year-old superstar stepping into the brightest spotlight in sports, that kind of maturity says everything about the future of the Lakers. A locker room in limbo, but held together by trust. While the front office continues to weigh its options, sources close to the team describe a locker room that's calm but alert, aware of the potential magnitude of any LeBron James decision, yet grounded by the steady leadership of Luka Doncic. Veterans like Anthony Davis and Austin Reeves have remained tight-lipped about the situation, but privately, there's a growing appreciation for the way Doncic is managing the moment. His willingness to respect LeBron's journey while staying locked into his own responsibilities has not gone unnoticed. He's not playing politics. He's just focused on building something that lasts, a team insider shared. That sets the tone for everyone else, especially the younger guys. This sense of emotional maturity, from such a young superstar, is quickly becoming one of Doncic's most defining traits in Los Angeles. Inside LeBron's silence, and what it could mean. Meanwhile, the silence from LeBron James continues to spark conversation. While no official trade request has been made, the lack of a firm public commitment to the Lakers has kept the door open to speculation. Whether it's retirement talk, potential family moves, or simply weighing his final career goals, James is in full control, as he's always been. That said, league executives believe LeBron's decision will hinge on two things: the Lakers' ability to seriously contend this season, and his comfort level with playing alongside Luka Doncic in a clearly shifting power dynamic. There's no animosity between the two, quite the opposite. But it's undeniable that Doncic is now the center of gravity in LA. And for LeBron, who's been the unquestioned alpha for 2 decades, that shift may require careful reflection. League reactions: eyes on LA again. As always, when the Lakers are in the middle of a major storyline, the rest of the NBA watches closely. Front offices around the league are reportedly monitoring the LeBron situation in case the unthinkable happens, a trade or a buyout scenario that would send shockwaves through the league. Teams with cap space or championship ambitions are quietly preparing pitches, just in case James decides to move on. At the same time, Luka Doncic's rise as a stabilizing force in Los Angeles is earning respect not just internally, but league-wide. Coaches, players, and analysts have noted how seamlessly he's handled the spotlight and leadership responsibilities in a city that's notoriously difficult to lead in. The bigger picture: a new era built on mutual respect. What's becoming increasingly evident is that the Lakers' culture is evolving. Yes, LeBron James put this era on the map with his arrival in 2018. He delivered a championship in 2020 and brought relevance back to the franchise. But now, with Luka Doncic anchoring the future, there's a different energy in the air, one rooted in collaboration, patience, and emotional intelligence. Whether LeBron stays for one last run or decides to write his final chapter elsewhere, his legacy in purple and gold is secure. And Luka Doncic, by all accounts, is ready to carry the torch, not by trying to replace LeBron, but by learning from him, respecting him, and building something new in his own way. Final thoughts: no drama, just direction. As the NBA world continues to speculate and dissect every tweet, silence, and sideline interaction, the Lakers seem quietly confident. They've got their cornerstone in Luka Doncic. They've got LeBron's trust, at least for now. And they've got a fan base energized by the possibility of watching two of the greatest basketball minds of their generations share the court for one more ride. Whatever comes next, one thing is certain: the Lakers aren't just chasing headlines anymore. They're building a foundation. And it starts with Luka, leading, listening, and laying the groundwork for the future. Ty Lue declines to comment on LeBron James' training at former Clippers facility. LeBron James is known for his relentless work ethic, a hallmark of his legendary career. At 40, he continues to set the standard for longevity in the NBA, maintaining a level of physical conditioning that few in league history have ever matched. It's part of what's kept him remarkably durable throughout 2 decades of elite play. So when a recent photo surfaced showing LeBron training at what used to be the Los Angeles Clippers practice facility, it sparked some buzz across social media and sports talk circles. But when Clippers head coach Tyronn Lue was asked about the image, he chose not to address it. Lue stays quiet, and for good reason. When pressed by reporters, Lue quickly deflected the question, and understandably so. NBA rules are strict when it comes to tampering. Coaches and executives are generally prohibited from publicly discussing players under contract with other teams, especially when those players are as high profile as LeBron James. Given the league's sensitivity to these matters, Lue's silence was likely a strategic move to avoid any potential violations, or even just the appearance of impropriety. It's also worth noting that the facility in question, while once used by the Clippers, is no longer their primary space. The franchise now has its own state-of-the-art headquarters, separate from the Crypto.com Arena, formerly known as Staples Center. So in all likelihood, LeBron simply used an available gym in the city where he lives, and where he's preparing for another grueling NBA season. A shared history between Lue and LeBron. Of course, Lue and LeBron have a history. They shared one of the most iconic championship runs in NBA history when they led the Cleveland Cavaliers to a title in 2016, completing a legendary comeback against the Golden State Warriors. Their relationship remains respectful and well-documented. But regardless of their personal connection, Lue's decision to sidestep the question reflects his professionalism, and awareness that any comment could be twisted or sensationalized, especially given LeBron's uncertain future. Could this be LeBron's final season with the Lakers? There's growing speculation that the 2025 season could be LeBron's last with the Lakers. Though nothing has been confirmed, whispers around the league suggest that James may opt out of his current contract next summer, and possibly explore a new chapter in his career. The fact that he's training in former Clippers facilities has only added fuel to the rumor mill. Some insiders have even floated the idea of LeBron staying in LA, but switching teams to join the Clippers, particularly if he wants to remain close to home and avoid a complete relocation. Whether there's any real weight to that scenario is unknown, but it's enough to make Lue's silence all the more intriguing. The Lakers want LeBron to finish his career in purple and gold. Despite the speculation, one thing is clear: the Lakers will do everything in their power to keep LeBron until the end of his career. And why wouldn't they? Even in his 21st season, he remains one of the league's most effective players. Last season, he was named to the All-NBA second team, posting impressive averages of 24.4 points, 7.8 rebounds, and 8.2 assists per game, while shooting a strong 51.3% from the field and 37.6% from beyond the arc. LeBron James isn't just defying age, he's still shaping the direction of the league. Final thoughts: more than a gym visit. LeBron working out in a Clippers facility may seem minor, a practical decision for a man focused on preparing for another season at the highest level. But in the world of the NBA, every action gets magnified, especially when it involves a superstar like James. Whether it was simply about convenience, or part of a bigger narrative yet to unfold, only time will tell. For now, Ty Lue's silence speaks volumes, and so does LeBron's commitment to staying ready, no matter where he trains. A workout that sparked a wave of speculation. While LeBron's workout at the former Clippers facility may have been routine from his perspective, the NBA ecosystem rarely treats anything involving James as just another training session. Within hours of the photo going public, fans and analysts began dissecting its implications, especially with his player option looming next summer. On social media, hashtags like #LeBronToClippers and #ClippersKing quickly trended. Some Lakers fans saw the image as harmless. After all, James has trained all over Los Angeles throughout his career. But others were quick to read between the lines. Sports personality Shannon Sharpe addressed the moment on his podcast, saying, "I don't think it's just about a gym. LeBron's smart. He knows what gets attention. If this is his last season with the Lakers, maybe he's laying the groundwork for something else, without saying a word." Lakers maintain composure amid noise. Despite the outside buzz, sources within the Lakers organization have remained calm. According to team insiders, the front office is aware of the growing rumors but is focused solely on building a winning roster around James and Luka Doncic, and making a serious run at the 2025 championship. Privately, however, some team officials acknowledge that this may be LeBron's final chapter in purple and gold, especially if he's looking for more roster flexibility, a different supporting cast, or simply a new environment for his final NBA years. General manager Rob Pelinka reportedly has an open line of communication with James' camp, and while no decisions have been made, the Lakers are preparing for multiple scenarios, including a potential farewell tour. The Clippers' calculated silence. Meanwhile, the Clippers have stayed quiet on the matter, and intentionally so. Sources around the league believe that team owner Steve Ballmer and president Lawrence Frank have discussed the idea of pursuing James should he become a free agent, but are playing the long game. With Kawhi Leonard's health still in question and Paul George now in Philadelphia, the Clippers may be eyeing a window to rebrand their identity, and landing LeBron, even in his final seasons, would generate massive interest as they prepare to open their long-awaited new arena in Inglewood. Bringing in James could serve both competitive and marketing purposes, a way to finally shift the narrative in a city where the Lakers have always been the dominant force. Luka Doncic's role in LeBron's decision. Of course, one of the biggest X factors in LeBron's future is Luka Doncic. Now the franchise's centerpiece, Doncic has been publicly respectful of James, and privately, according to reports, has welcomed the opportunity to learn from him. But both players thrive with the ball in their hands, and there are questions about whether their fit is truly sustainable long-term. If LeBron sees a path to greater freedom, or a chance to build a roster around his son Bronny James, who is now entering the NBA pipeline, that could influence his next move more than any gym session ever could. What comes next? At this point, LeBron hasn't committed to any decision. And knowing him, he won't until the moment is right. He's always operated with precision and patience, making calculated moves at pivotal moments in his career, from Miami to Cleveland, and then to Los Angeles. For now, the message remains clear. LeBron is locked in for the 2025 season. He's training, staying ready, and giving the Lakers everything they need from him, on and off the court. But behind the scenes, the gears may already be turning. And whether it's in a Lakers jersey or in a stunning twist, across the hall with the Clippers, LeBron James is still shaping the narrative of the NBA, even with something as simple as a workout photo. Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka travel to Poland to show full support for Luka Doncic at Eurobasket. Ever since the Los Angeles Lakers made the blockbuster move to acquire superstar guard Luka Doncic, the franchise has done everything in its power to show just how committed they are to him, both on and off the court. And with the FIBA Eurobasket 2025 about to tip off, that commitment is clearer than ever. While some NBA teams have historically been hesitant about their stars participating in international tournaments, largely due to concerns over injuries and fatigue before the NBA season, Doncic has been vocal about how important it is for him to represent his home country, Slovenia. And to their credit, the Lakers aren't just allowing it, they're embracing it. In a powerful gesture of support, Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss and General Manager Rob Pelinka flew to Poland, where Slovenia will play all of its group stage games. The two high-ranking Lakers executives attended Slovenia's final practice session before the tournament begins on Thursday, making it very clear, Luka isn't doing this alone. Actions speak louder than words. To some, this kind of gesture might seem unnecessary. But for those who understand the culture the Lakers are trying to cultivate, it makes perfect sense. The Lakers have always preached the idea that their team is a family, and by making the trip across the world to be by Luka's side, Buss and Pelinka showed that it's not just a slogan, it's real. This is the kind of move that builds trust, loyalty, and deeper motivation. They didn't have to be there. No one would have questioned it if they had chosen to remain in Los Angeles preparing for the NBA season. But the fact that they were, standing courtside in a foreign gym, watching Luka train for something that means the world to him, says everything. This kind of support won't go unnoticed by Doncic. In fact, it may just fuel his fire as he sets out to lead Slovenia to a Eurobasket medal, before turning his full focus toward bringing a championship back to LA this season. What's next for Luka and Slovenia at Eurobasket? Doncic and Slovenia are part of Group D, and their tournament journey kicks off on August 28 against host nation Poland. Things ramp up quickly from there, as they face powerhouse France, the reigning Olympic silver medalist, on August 30th, followed by a back-to-back game versus Belgium on August 31st. They'll then close out group play with matchups against Iceland on September 2nd and Israel on September 4th. The top 4 teams from each group will advance to the knockout stage, beginning September 6th. Slovenia has high hopes, and with Luka Doncic at the helm, and the unwavering support of his NBA franchise, those hopes may be well within reach. Jeannie Buss and Rob Pelinka travel to Poland to show full support for Luka Doncic at Eurobasket. Ever since the Los Angeles Lakers made the blockbuster move to acquire superstar guard Luka Doncic, the franchise has done everything in its power to show just how committed they are to him, both on and off the court. And with the FIBA Eurobasket 2025 about to tip off, that commitment is clearer than ever. While some NBA teams have historically been hesitant about their stars participating in international tournaments, largely due to concerns over injuries and fatigue before the NBA season, Doncic has been vocal about how important it is for him to represent his home country, Slovenia. And to their credit, the Lakers aren't just allowing it, they're embracing it. In a powerful gesture of support, Lakers Governor Jeannie Buss and General Manager Rob Pelinka flew to Poland, where Slovenia will play all of its group stage games. The two high-ranking Lakers executives attended Slovenia's final practice session before the tournament begins on Thursday, making it very clear, Luka isn't doing this alone. Actions speak louder than words. To some, this kind of gesture might seem unnecessary. But for those who understand the culture the Lakers are trying to cultivate, it makes perfect sense. The Lakers have always preached the idea that their team is a family, and by making the trip across the world to be by Luka's side, Buss and Pelinka showed that it's not just a slogan, it's real. This is the kind of move that builds trust, loyalty, and deeper motivation. They didn't have to be there. No one would have questioned it if they had chosen to remain in Los Angeles preparing for the NBA season. But the fact that they were, standing courtside in a foreign gym, watching Luka train for something that means the world to him, says everything. This kind of support won't go unnoticed by Doncic. In fact, it may just fuel his fire as he sets out to lead Slovenia to a Eurobasket medal, before turning his full focus toward bringing a championship back to LA this season. What's next for Luka and Slovenia at Eurobasket? Doncic and Slovenia are part of Group D, and their tournament journey kicks off on August 28 against host nation Poland. Things ramp up quickly from there, as they face powerhouse France, the reigning Olympic silver medalist, on August 30th, followed by a back-to-back game versus Belgium on August 31st. They'll then close out group play with matchups against Iceland on September 2nd and Israel on September 4th. The top 4 teams from each group will advance to the knockout stage, beginning September 6th. Slovenia has high hopes, and with Luka Doncic at the helm, and the unwavering support of his NBA franchise, those hopes may be well within reach.